Welcome back to the show. Many thanks for staying with us. Let's do some social media. We'll find out what people are saying and how people are reacting to what the country is experiencing at the moment. Now, apparently a staffer at the Flagstaff House has been updating his Facebook post, his Facebook handle, and this is what he has to say. To those people who claim Ghana is not safe, was Ghana safe when Sergeant Atipo and Corporal Odate Lamte were killed? And that's the question that he put on his Facebook page. Nana Hesse Ojuri, we understand he's a staffer at the Flagstaff House. So what are people saying? How are people reacting to his remark? Ras Patrick says, if the robbers are reading, please change your route of operation to this big, I'm sure you want to write belly empty. Okay, that's some really harsh words. Kidnap and rob them. I'm not sure we want to side with you on that. And as Apeti said, see, hunger kills more people daily than Ebola, but it's not considered as significant because the rich is not affected. When the rich is being robbed, it's a case because it is them. But when people die of hunger, it's not a case because it only affects the poor. Anokwa Jan Jr. says, this is why we should abolish this NPP-NDC system. They all take us for a ride. They didn't perform well. You complained and we voted them out. And you are still comparing your administration to that of the past. This guy really lacks sense, to be frank. That's your opinion. Yawa Dinkra says, Ghanaians are the problem. We voted for an incorruptible man, Akufo-Addo, but he came with arrogant cabals and thieves of stuff. Nana Homeboy says, boss, try to make some sense of what you want to talk about. There are differences between these two issues, armed robbery and fighting for an independence. Fodi Sachi laughs and says, these are the guys claiming they are mature, sensible and sensitive to issues of Ghana when in opposition. Now the tables are turned and they are showing their true colors. Dogon Yaro says, Nana Hesse Ojuri is a trained big mouth with little thought invested in what he says or does. I consider his brain like empty attic. You can expect to find anything worthless here. Okay, so insults really won't help us. Twiggy Oseitu said, instead of him to show empathy, you are there showing arrogance. These are some of the annoying things that make people vote against a particular political party, if you don't know. Adam Kovi is asking, really? A presidential staffer said this? So are we moving forward or going backwards? Koto Timothy Maoli says, Joy FM, you people were supportive of these people when they were in opposition deceiving us. You brought them to mess the peaceful country we used to have. It's unfortunate all those ill allegations you, this media guys, carried about JM was all mere infactual allegations. Stop pretending as if you care. If you really did, you would not help a capable man like Nana to rule a great country like Ghana. And you go on and on and on talking about when someone from the NPP says he cannot sleep if Nana becomes president, you think it's a joke? Well, a wise man says if a fish comes out of the sea and says there are no crocodiles in the water, you don't need to ask your ancestors if that's the truth. You believe it as such. You guys were there looking on when that man became candidate with a lot of controversy in the party just because some of you do not like him, but you guys helped him to be president. Well, we understand that the information minister is speaking about the security or the state of security in the country as part of the press conference. Let's go over and hear him out.
Past few days. Today at exactly 9 a.m., the Vice President of the Republic, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, convened an emergency meeting of all heads of security agencies, service commanders, and ministers responsible for the interior, defense, national security, and also the senior minister to deliberate on the recent spate of robberies in our country. Government takes a serious view of these events and has therefore put in place measures that will forestall these occurrences and ensure better protection for life and property. Number 1, Operation Calm Life, which is the joint anti-armed robbery, military and police operations, has been enhanced with immediate effect. In this regard, there will be heavy military and police presence in our major cities across the country starting from today. Number 2, there will be surgical operations in certain areas of our country based on intelligence, whose purpose shall be to flush out criminals and suspected criminals. We are therefore calling on the public not to panic or be nervous when they find police and military teams in their various areas. They mean no harm. They will harm no persons that are going about their lawful duties, and they are only in search of criminals and suspected criminals. There will be enhanced surveillance on financial institutions, forex bureaus, and money vending points across our cities. Government also directs that all financial institutions take steps to install CCTV cameras on their premises. Government will roll out a program to link all these CCTV cameras to a national operational command center. Number 5, the Ministry of Energy has been directed to accelerate the pace of its cities and communities lighting program in order to light up our cities and communities, especially crime-prone areas. Number 6, government wishes to remind citizens that the Road Traffic Act prohibits the mounting and use of sirens on private vehicles. The police are on the lookout for citizens who violate traffic regulations with mounted sirens. The only category of people authorized by law to use sirens are the president, the vice president, heads of security, ambulances, and bullion vans, and also selected categories of people who may be led by a military or police dispatch rider. Citizens are encouraged to report people who use sirens illegally and who tend to jump the traffic and violate other traffic regulations. Government regards the peace and security of our country as the basis for development and will stop at nothing to ensure that citizens are safe and go about their lawful duties in peace and tranquility. We further encourage citizens to be vigilant and report suspicious characters in their communities to law enforcement agencies. Thank you for coming, and God bless our homeland, Ghana. Thank you very much.
Minister for Information there, Mustafa Hamid, addressing the nation on this very worrying trend. And as I indicated earlier, initially the press conference wasn't addressing this matter until now. So let me quickly go through the 6 points that he has just raised there. First of all, he says that Operation Calm Lives, which was an operation launched by the police to bring down activities of criminal activities, actually started somewhere in the north. He says that it is going to be enhanced with immediate effect. 2, and if you recall, there's been calls for military presence across the country. Some have said that is really not the way to go, but it is part of the list that government wants to check in making sure that we're safe. 2, they said there's going to be heavy military and police presence, and that is going to start from today. And there's going to be surgical operations that is aimed at flushing out criminals. Now, what they're doing is that they're asking you and I, well, not to panic or be nervous if you should come across these police and military personnel who will be out and about in the city. They're just there they're just there to protect you and they mean no harm. That's what he's saying. Number 4, he says that there's going to be enhanced surveillance systems for financial service operators, including mobile money vendors, etc. In the meantime, though, they're asking these financial service operators to install CCTV cameras on their premises, and that's the information that the CCTV cameras installed are able to gather will be collected and managed by a national operational command center. Sounds like a pretty good deal there. Number 5, they're asking the energy ministry to accelerate lighting program to ensure that the city, the country is well lit, so that people do not take advantage of darkness to perpetrate crime. Number 6, they're saying that they'll be monitoring the use of sirens on private vehicles, and he goes on to list the people who are the only people who are allowed to mount such sirens on their vehicles: the president, the vice president, bullion vans, security heads, and they're also asking you to report people if you believe that they're using sirens illegally. They're also asking you that security really is a shared responsibility. Look around you and report to the police of any suspicious characters. They're hoping that with this 6 or 7 point strategy, perhaps they'll be able to keep us all safe. So a lot of people are saying things on social media. We've just read some of them to you. As and when we have to go back to the Ministry of Information for more information, we will cross over there. Let's go back on social media and find out what is being said so far. I've told you what people have said. We're seeing this tweet that is supposed to be from the office of former President Jerry John Rawlings, and it's tweeting at Office of JJR. This is what it says: the security agencies owe us the responsibility of keeping the nation safe and secure. Let us all confront this menace with utmost confidence and professionalism, while ensuring that no one, high or low, takes advantage of our vulnerabilities. Let us hope the recent robbery and killings is downright plain robbery and not a politically motivated action from within or without, calculated to undermine those in charge of the security machinery in order to pave way for certain parochial ambitions. Now that's a very thick statement, a statement that's pregnant with a lot of analysis and a lot of interpretations, if you like. Along the line, we'll be speaking to some security experts as and when we're able to reach them, and we'll find out what they think of such a response from the former president, who of course is privy to a lot of information when it comes to security, and of course is privy to how the nation runs when it comes to security. But that's a tweet from former President Jerry John Rawlings. As I indicated, government is taking steps. We understand that this morning there was an emergency meeting that was called by Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and it was held with all persons responsible for security in this country. In the meantime, we have this 7-point strategy that we're supposed to follow. Hopefully there will be some more information, as and when there is, we'll bring that to you. You're still watching The Pulse with me, Gifty, and up here.